Here we go. Merry Christmas. Stacy, your top matches my earrings. We coordinate very well. I was going to go all in with Santa hat and all of that, but I decided not to. So Merry Christmas, everyone. Thank you guys so much for jumping on the day after Christmas. This whole week has been wonderful. I haven't known what day of the week it is or what time it is or anything, but it's Monday at 10 a.m. Central, which means we're all here together. You guys are amazing. You've absolutely overwhelmed me and warmed my heart with your kind words and your amazing, generous gifts. So I wanted to say thank you so much for that. I've been texting with Jennifer as well. It's amazing what a thought and a vision can turn into when it kind of just takes on this life of wonderful people all coming together with a common purpose. And a passion for what we do. And I have to just say, you guys energize and motivate the heck out of me. So thank you for all of your kind words, but I need you guys. So I'm glad that we can all get on here and work together, and moving into the new year, we are just going to keep on rocking and rolling. I've been talking with Jennifer, which by the way is physically, as we speak, putting suitcases in the car for her sister who's been on a month-long visit. They're getting her packed up and ready to go. So I told her I would start off and take over today. But we've just been thinking about what does 2023 look like? And of course, we've got new me in 2023, right? And then also this kind of overarching concept that Plexus is going to be talking about with small steps, small wins, and that it truly is in the small steps that we take every single day that produces results, which is why I think it's just wonderful that we have such a wonderful, solid group of committed people who are showing up and doing the things. And I was talking to Jennifer and was just reminded that it's in those ways that we show up and do what we do that moves the needle forward. So I would love for you to in the chat while I'm talking, I would love for you to just let me know, what do you feel like has been something that over this whole last year, have you moved forward in rank? Have you moved forward in time management? What do you feel like you've really been able to accomplish this year? And really think about that. I think moving into a new year, it's hard to set goals and dreams and all the things if you don't first say, well, what did this year look like, and what was I able to accomplish or learn, or how did I grow? And a lot of times we have those days, weeks, months, years of maybe not seeing massive results or an end result, but knowing that this was a time period where I learned and I grew through something, or, leveled up in some way. And I think you have to really hold on to that and build from that, knowing that it maybe wasn't a huge step that you felt like you should have accomplished, but it was a necessary step that you needed to be able to get where you want to be. Ranked up and became better at systems. Yes, systems is my goal for this next year for sure. Confidence and leadership. I think that's absolutely wonderful, because when we can lead confidently, right, everybody else is going to be following, and it's going to be amazing. Okay, so I started putting in the Power Hour chat some basic actions. I've got 3 or 4 more to do, and then I'll see if we can this chat for everybody who's on here. Let me know if you're not in the Power Hour chat. This is our last week with this chat, and next week is when we're going to start fresh for the new year, and kind of moving forward with what we're doing and what we're working on together. But I am just super excited about all of the things moving into the new year. I busted out and dusted off a book. It's an oldie but a goodie and one of my favorites, and it's actually called Resolved, which we've been thinking about this whole, New Year's resolution concept. I don't know if you guys have been following Genevieve. If you don't follow her on Facebook, it's really good to say kind of what's at the heart of corporate and the direction that we're going. And Genevieve has been really putting down some amazing content and posts about what does a small win look like. And I made a post this morning for you guys to kind of look at and be thinking about. I can't jump on here and say, I'm going to lose 50 pounds in the new year, or I'm going to be financially free in the new year. Like those huge goals are something that you make those goals because that's what you ultimately want. And then 13 days into January, you're like, never mind. It's never going to happen, right? When you haven't lost a pound by January 13th, or whatever the case might be, it's a little bit self-defeating. We're setting the big goals and the big resolutions without having the small steps, the small wins. What are those steps going to be that is going to get me to where I need to go? Which is why all of us show up here, right? So I wanted to read you this. So this is a little known author, but he is a network marketer and he has a lot of books on leadership. This book was basically, he's very successful and everybody kept asking him, can I have an hour with you? Like, what's your advice for how you've been so successful? And he basically decided to write a book for basically life coaching. If I were to spend 2 hours with you, how I would life coach you into 13 resolutions for life that we just need to know and understand and get good at. So I'm going to really quick read you what his 13 resolutions are, but then I want to read you the one on time management because I think it's so pertinent to what we've done here with this power hour, blocking out this time for what we do and why we do it. So he says the 13 things that are key in success in life is purpose, character, attitude, vision, planning and doing, scoreboard, friendship, finances, and you don't have to write this down. That's not important and pertinent. Leadership, conflict resolution. That chapter is one that I've had underlined and go over and over, the how to navigate when you have a team and we make up this whole wonderful world of people. Conflict resolution, systems, your adversity quotient, which was so great to me, talking about what's our comfort zone and what are we willing to overcome, or what challenges are we willing to work through to get to where we want to go? Because a lot of people will stop and turn around and give up a lot sooner than others. And then the last one is legacy, which all of us are here because we want to build a legacy. So I absolutely love it. But hear me out really quick. Purpose-oriented time management. He's talking about purpose and the fact that we have to get really clear on our purpose and why we show up for what we do. So I'm going to try to read this quickly, but it's just a page and a half, and I think it's really, really good. Time management doesn't have to be overcomplicated. In fact, in the early 20th century, Ivy Lee, considered by many as corporate America's first public relations man, discussed a simple yet effective time management technique with Charles Schwab, one of Andrew Carnegie's business partners. He pulls in this book a lot of real life success stories from just people who have built our country. One day, a management consultant, Ivy Lee, called out on Schwab on his steel company. Lee briefly outlined his firm's services, ending with our service, you'll know how to manage better. Schwab said, I'm not managing well now. What we need around here is not more knowing, but more doing, not knowledge, but action. If you can give us something to pep us up to do the things that we already know we ought to do, I will gladly listen to you and pay you for anything that you ask. Fine, said Lee. I can give you something in 20 minutes that will step up your action and of doing by at least 50%. So Schwab agreed. He was catching a train, but he said he had 20 minutes. He said, what's your idea? So this is Lee who says, pull out a blank 3x5 note card. Write on this note card 5 top most important tasks that you have to do tomorrow. So that only took 3 minutes. Quick brain dump for what you need to do. Now he said, number those 5 items in order of importance. That only took another 5 minutes. Now put this sheet in your pocket and first thing tomorrow, pull it out and look at one item and start working on it. Pull out the sheet every 15 minutes and look at it throughout the day until that item is finished. Then tackle item 2 in the same way and then on to 3. Do this until quitting time. Don't be concerned if you only finish 2 or 3, or even if you only finish one of them. You will be working on the most important ones. The others can wait. If you can't finish them all by this method, you couldn't with any other method. And without some systems, you probably can't even decide which is most important. He went on to say, spend the last 5 minutes of every working day making out your must-do list for the next day. After you've convinced yourself of the worth of this system, have your people try it. Try it for as long as you wish, and then send me a check for what you think this tip was worth. The whole interview only lasted 20 minutes. And in weeks, Schwab wrote a check and sent it to Lee for $25,000, paying him $1,000 a minute, and added a note that said this was the most profitable lesson that he had ever learned. Did it work? In 5 years, the unknown Bethlehem Steel Company was turned into the biggest independent steel producer in the world and made Schwab $100 million fortune, and now known as the best steel man ever alive at the time. Okay, here's your lesson. Time management is one of the most important multipliers of results known to mankind. When a person begins to work on his purposeful, important items first, prioritizing them most important to least important, he ensures that key issues, tasks moving a person towards his purpose and vision, are addressed first, leaving less time for the non-productive tasks and time wasters. The productivity of an entire leadership team will multiply as the important replaces the urgent in people's schedules, aligning everyone toward the purpose and vision of the entire company or group. Remember, if a person cannot manage his time, then he cannot lead his life. In summary, people follow people who know their purpose. Accomplishing private achievements leads to external public achievements. With enough public achievements, a person builds a following or a community, allowing him to develop leadership achievements by creating a culture around him of core principles. These resolutions. A person must move up his own ladder in order to achieve privately, then to public, then leadership, with a general objective if he intends to lead a legacy for the next generation. Purpose is the cornerstone of all true success, for without it, people will not resolve to climb the ladder. So that's just his foundation for the first resolution, Orrin Woodward. I don't know about you, but when I hear practical stuff like that and how it can be applied, it just makes me excited to know that we don't have to overcomplicate things, that when we show up daily and we choose what's important and prioritizing it and do that first, we will move the needle forward. Now, is this, yes, it's called Resolved, 13 Resolutions for Life by Orrin Woodward. This is basically his life manual for success at life. To me, when I read stuff like that, it's like, okay, I don't have to know it all, be good at it all, have this huge, I don't know, it makes it feel attainable, right? How many of you read that and thought, oh my gosh, it was a 3x5 card. Like, I can write down 5 actions, I can prioritize, but how many of us don't do that? That's where I really feel that prick in my heart of, oh my gosh, we all know what to do. We all know how to show up and lead ourselves well, but we have to first lead ourselves well with our hydration, with our food choices, with taking our supplements, with moving our bodies, all of the things, apply finances, relationships. You apply these principles across the board in your life. When you show up for yourself and lead yourself well, you will start losing the weight. You will start feeling better. You will start glowing from the inside out. You will start having all of those private achievements that will then spill over into, oh my gosh, what are you doing? You look amazing. Oh my gosh, you're so happy. Oh my goodness, you're achieving these goals. Public achievements, right? It spills over, which then turns into people paying attention and saying, what are you doing? I want to have that too, which then turns into leadership achievements. It all plays on that together. So when I reset monthly and have compound results, people are like, what's she doing? But guess what? Behind the scenes isn't pretty. Behind the scenes is me showing up every minute of every day, battling my food choices, battling what I'm going to put in my mouth, all of those things, right? For any of us. Or you see somebody on the leaderboard and it's like, well, dang, I want that. Well, guess what? If you're on the leaderboard, that means somebody was showing up behind closed doors, sending the messages, doing the follow-up, building relationships, expanding their network. Those are all of the private achievements, right? Then we see the public recognition of, wow, Stacy's on the leaderboard, or Lisa's on the leaderboard. Like so many of you, Clint's on the leaderboard. So many of you have hit the leaderboard this year. And it's from the compound effect of small steps, small wins, of you guys doing the actions that are simple and boring, right? Customer care is simple and boring. Do they have their subscription turned off? Are they taking their products? Like all of those things. So moving into 2023, when we talk about new me in 2023 with our group that starts next week, we really need to think about what worked this year, what didn't work this year. When we ask you to leave something behind and let go of something that didn't serve you well, but then also decide what you're going to be grabbing hold of and taking with you into the new year, that's what I want to frame it with what are the actions that successful people are taking and showing up doing, and what am I not doing, right? And it's really interesting how the outward effect will show up whether you want it to or not. You guys know I've been like struggling with this cold and nonsense for 2 weeks now. Well, guess what? Small steps of consuming more sugar than I have this whole year with this holiday season. The outward effect is I've been sick for the first time in a very, very long time. And I know exactly what small steps did it. I consumed more sugar than I had, and my body was like, hold up, we don't do this. Like, put the cookie down, right? But that's a decision that I have to make on my own, a private decision that I have to make. And those small steps of saying yes to good things and no to things that don't serve me well is what's going to show up for success in the new year. So that is kind of my overview and introduction for really thinking about when we sit down and invite people to a new me in 2023, what does that even mean? What does that look like? And we have to show up for ourselves and leading ourselves well into this, because guess what? When we invite people on this journey, we are really saying, I'm committing to this relationship with you of coaching you through these small wins that will help you, which is going to start with our 3-day reset, right? And move into the next 11 days of accountability, and really helping people understand you can't just say, I want to lose 50 pounds, or you can't just say, I want to have my healthiest year ever, without really peeling back the layers and understanding what are the steps that need to be taken so that we can all succeed together. What do you guys think about that? Thoughts, comments? Anybody have anything they want to add, argue, throw in? Very good. That's exactly right. How do you eat an elephant? One bite at a time. So for today, I put some of the actions in our messenger chat, and then I've got a few more that I'm going to add. I want you guys to remember that when you sit down to work and prioritize things, I will just say this year has been a year of, let me work with my team and work with the people who are working, and really getting into that comfort zone of what feels good. But I'm learning that I've placed different priorities on what's urgent versus what's important, and sitting down and working your own personal business first is key. Deciding what your priorities are for your goals. Creating a cute graphic for your team isn't going to necessarily explode your team, right? There's a lot of things that we sit down and do because they're fun or comfortable. And sitting down and messaging a dream teamer, right, that's on your chicken list, that's not fun. So we tend to use a lot of time doing things that aren't top priority. So I don't know if you want a note card or a notebook or what that is, but I want us to take 5 minutes. And I want you to think about it as I'm wrapping up this year. What are 5 things that are hanging? What are 5 things that are unfinished? So we're going to take 5 minutes and do that. And then the whole rest of this power hour, I'm going to finish writing those action steps. We are going to be inviting and following up. Hey, how was your Christmas? Hey, I've been thinking about you. Hey, I know that you were interested in, a health journey. And I know the dust is settling from Christmas, but I wanted to reach out because I really feel like today is the very last day that people can order the reset if they want to jump in and be like all in with doing the New Me in 2023 challenge with us. Now, that being said, this challenge is just going to set the standard for how we can lead our own challenges or continue with accountability for our own teams for new habits, healthy habits, baby stepping our way into our best selves for the year. So let's take 5 minutes and do that brain dump of what's important, what do you need to do, all of the things. Okie dokie. So there is really good value in really trying to get this as one of your habits or systems for waking up and saying, what do I need to do today? And I know for me, just mentally time blocking, knowing Mondays are my day that I start with my power hour, and then I pretty much stay in my office and get a bunch of work done. Tuesdays are my day that I go out and run errands and do coffee with friends. Like in my brain, I just have like my days of the week even prioritized and time blocked so that I kind of just set that up for myself, knowing on certain days I'll be out and about. And because I was feeling a lot of tug for I'm out running errands, but I should be home messaging people. And I didn't like that feeling. So knowing that I'm saying Mondays is my work day, Tuesdays is my errands and coffee day, it really just helped with my brain space of being present and available and intentional with each of the things that I'm doing across the week. So I hope that's helpful for you. Okay, so do we have some questions about the new Power Hour chat? So as fabulous and wonderful as that chat is, the truth is there's over 150 people. A lot of people have silenced it, so they don't see that we have the notifications for, hey, if you are not using this chat anymore, we would love for you to gracefully bow out. So the easiest thing is to just start fresh. I know it was developed, and I'm going to leave it up to Jennifer for archiving that old chat. I won't say it's going to be, completely deleted or whatever, but the new working Power Hour chat will start on January 2nd when we get on that Power Hour. And anybody who is on the Zoom call live will get personally added to the chat when you're here. So I think for that week, Monday and Thursday, Jennifer's plan is that if you are here on the Zoom showing up live, then you will get added to the new Power Hour chat. And then we'll kind of manage it from there, because we have tons and tons of people who are just in that chat who actually don't come either Power Hour with us or even watch the recordings. So we just want to keep that active and resourceful and positive as a wonderful place to celebrate wins, and then work on some of this homework. Because I know, practically speaking, when you're on the Zoom and then you've got the chat and you're trying to copy and paste, it is just great to have that landing page in Facebook Messenger for all of the things that we are working on. So I hope that clears up any questions. I'm going to let Jennifer admin most of that, but you know me, the yellow recovering people pleaser. I'm like, let's let everybody stay. We'll all just be happy together. But it's just not functioning well being a full chat with people who are here and want in, who can't get in, and all of that. So I hope that answers your questions for that. I did put in Messenger 14 action items plus our winning the day checklist. Whenever you sit down to work your business and show up for your business and you're like, I wonder what I should do today, here's your list. Okay, so if it's Tuesday or Wednesday, yes, that's Stacy, that's so funny. See, that's why the world goes around. We need a rainbow of everybody with all the colors, priorities or primary and secondary and all of the in-betweens, all of us working together. And I have some very red team members that keep me in check, which I invite them to. So this list of action items that we can transfer over, it doesn't change. Okay, so I want you guys to know that whether you're trying to go silver or trying to get your 4th star on your diamond team, this list doesn't change. It might vary in the activities that you have to do as far as reaching out to your network, expanding your network, who you're talking to, but these items never change. And so in 2023, I am going back to the basics with my team and reminding everybody that we all have to show up with our personal goals. We all have to lead ourselves well in content posting, story posting, interaction, expanding our network, personally inviting. I don't want anybody going to the new me challenge page and just clicking invite. Okay. Everybody there on that page should have gotten a personal invitation from you. You should have walked them through which welcome pack or combo they are ordering. The order should be placed, and then we are going to partner together with accountability for the new me page. Okay. Now, if there's some other things on here, adding non-plexus value, posting about the opportunity, adding new contacts. I've been taking months to try to delete friends. I'm like, they come up in my feed. I'm like, I don't even know who this person is or why I'm friends with them. So really trying to clean out who I'm talking to and who I'm seeing. Happy birthday messages, dream team members, messages, tagging on health testimony. Like this is your list. Okay. So refining this for whatever you need to do is super important. But I want to encourage you now. I'm going to stop talking. And for the next 20 minutes, we are really going to just be intentional with reaching out to people, whether it's just you want to connect with them because they're on your list, you know, about Christmas. Everybody's posting about Christmas, or just saying, hey, I'm up. I placed my order. Let's go. You know, I'm already starting to think about putting my Christmas tree away. When do you do that? Let's reset for the new year. And then yes, I will post the Facebook page here. So let me know if you guys have any questions or anything. Awesome. Thanks, Stacy, for jumping on. And then we will also be here Thursday finishing our month strong. So we will get rocking and rolling with this. Okay, my friends, I hope that's helpful. And I hope that you guys can tackle your top 5 priorities and to-do lists for this week. One thing I wanted to add was if you work on your purpose and your passion, and we talk about business specific things here, but another area of life that I'm really trying to work hard on is the whole, wife and mom thing. And so I'm adding this top to-do list for things that I feel serve my family well. So when I'm doing my top list of things, one of the biggest things is I always want to have the counter cleared off before my husband walks in the door from work, because him walking in the door and seeing that, clean counter is just something that's peaceful. So think about, the small wins and small steps, any area of your life where you feel like there can be habit stacking, atomic habits, the slight edge, compounding effect, all of my favorite thoughts and themes. And I think through this next week, as we get to the new year, just that can be your content for the week, is inviting people in for where you are addressing things that you feel like need to be prioritized and how you plan to do that, right? So that you can invite people along on this journey with you, and that they know that we are all just showing up as human beings the best we can. And we all make poor decisions and we can all make good decisions together, but it just takes that one small step that starts today. So thank you so much, all of you, for the love and the gifts and all of the things that made my Christmas just so special. Words of affirmation is one of my top love languages. So of course I had a cup of coffee and a good cry over all of your kind words. And I know Jennifer felt the same. So thank you for jumping on. We will see you guys Thursday, the 29th. But remember, connect, engage, and get all of your family, friends, strangers, everybody invited to this challenge where they can order their reset with all of the sales. And we will rock and roll finishing out this year strong. See you guys. Talk to you later.